So, what exactly is your inner core and why is it so important? Your inner core, we just talked a little bit about the inner core versus outer core or external core muscles, right? And now I'm going to focus a little bit more on the inner core because this course is all about the inner core, right? So, as mentioned, if you establish a nice, strong foundation with your inner core, you can build on that and go on, either you are the one who is not the exercise person, okay, and wants to really just be able to effortlessly move through your day without pain, without symptoms, and keep up with the kids, then that inner core strength and foundation will be enough because your body will automatically adapt and get strong enough to those things that you do on a regular basis, right? If you want to go on and, I don't know, play some sports that you used to enjoy when you was younger or before you had kids, or if you want to actually, I don't know, go and have a bodybuilding competition or strong woman competition, then you also need that inner core foundation really, really strong so you can build on that and so that your body can actually handle the enormous pressure that comes with intense training like this. So this is up to you, but once you have a foundation built, the foundation is something everybody needs, okay? Whether you are into sports or not, it doesn't matter. Anybody needs that strong core foundation just to function and to move in a way our body was designed to. Okay, so the inner core, the pelvic floor muscles, the transverse abdominis, the inner obliques, and the multifidi. Multifidi are a bunch of little muscles that run from up here, from your neck here down to your low back, and they run on each side of the spine, okay, stabilizing the spine, okay. So, all of those muscles, the inner core muscles, are stabilizers. So they need to work 24/7. They need to work to keep you up so you can stay in an upright position and you don't just collapse like this, right? If you didn't have those muscles working, you would just collapse, okay? You wouldn't even be able to stand up. So that's why they have to be very, very strong in a sense of they have to be in a really good condition so they can basically work all day long, okay, and keep up with what you do. So this is why you want to train them. They are not like the external muscles, the prime movers. They are not strong enough to handle sit-ups or traditional ab training like those whatever gives you definition. That's what the external muscles do, the prime movers. The internal muscles' job is to stabilize while you either just go about your day or you train, okay? So the inner core always is going to fire first, and then everyone else those prime movers, those movers that actually move your body, they will kick in and they will work with that strong foundation of your inner core, okay? So this is basically how the inner core works. The inner core also, if you imagine, you have up here, you have your ribs, right? Then down here you have these big hip bones, okay? But between here, your ribs, and here, all around here, your lower spine, the only thing, if you think about the skeleton, the only thing that in terms of skeletal or bone structure is that little spine, those vertebrae right here, okay, that hold us up. So just think about this for a second. Your skeleton, think about your skeleton and think about that part that is basically unprotected, okay, that part of the spine basically unprotected because, like I said, here you have the ribs to stabilize, here you have your pelvic bones to stabilize, but right here, there's nothing to stabilize. So what keeps your lower spine safe is what we call intra-abdominal pressure, okay? It is a pressure system. Your core is basically a pressure system, okay? So you can, if you have too little pressure, you will just be limp and you won't be able to, you're not strong enough, you can't really move. If there is too much pressure, it will be putting pressure down on the whole entire system, and it can eventually lead to prolapses, to all kinds of symptoms. Hernias and prolapse are some typical responses to, or they are just symptoms caused by too much pressure, because pressure has to be released somewhere, right? And then it will release at the weakest point, and where the hernia forms, or when you have a prolapse and it goes downwards, okay, then that's the weakest point in your core system, and the pressure builds up, it becomes too much, it will just kind of break through at the weakest point, okay? So that's a hernia or prolapse. It is caused by too much pressure. So it is very important that we learn pressure management, okay, especially as moms, because obviously we, with pregnancy and all of that, we naturally have a lot of stress on those organs and on those systems, muscular systems down there, right? So yes, that is the inner core. It is there to protect, okay? And intra-abdominal pressure is being built by your breathing system. So this brings us to, what does the breathing have to do with your core, okay? The breathing, your breathing system, when you inhale, everything expands downwards. If you exhale, everything contracts and comes upwards, in a nutshell. So your breathing system, with each breath you take, you will work the entire core. Relax, contract, relax, contract, relax, contract. This is what you do all 24/7, even when you sleep, right? So, well, you're obviously in your sleep not going to work the muscles, but the system is in place, okay? And directly connected with that inner core, because it works together with those core muscles to create intra-abdominal pressure, which protects your lower spine, okay? So now you can imagine, if that doesn't work, then something else has to protect, which means there is a lot of muscles that you have around here. So the wrong muscles will take over and jump in to protect your spine, because our body is amazing, okay? If an important part of the muscular system is out on vacation, gone to sleep, or whatever, you know, you might get injured or something like that. That doesn't mean that you're going to die because your spine is unprotected. It means that other muscles will take over and do the job. And those muscles, because they're not designed to do that job, after a while they start become achy and they hurt. So this is how you end up with back pain. Makes sense, right? So yes, here a little bit of introduction or about what the inner core is and why it is so important, and what the breathing has to do with it, because I think it is extremely important that we understand these mechanisms. They are way more complicated than this, of course, but it's not necessarily to know it, the ins and outs of everything, but it is very necessary to know in general how the system works, right? Because this helps you to imagine, to build that mind-muscle connection, and to get your strength up and your core functioning properly.